I found something quite interesting on Vinted, or well, interesting for me at least, as this is not exactly a hype shoe, but I got the Nike Structure 25 here for pretty incredible €35. Yeah, I thought this might be an interesting, slightly different kind of perspective, as this is actually my very first stability shoe in 7 years. So yeah, it's interesting running in this. Honestly, you barely notice that this is a stability shoe in a way, as you know, it really feels like a classic Pegasus, to be honest. Wow. So I think, as a 4-foot striker myself, the stability is probably, not really meant for my kind of running style, as it's mostly centered around the midfoot here and this heel clip back here. So I feel like this part up here is actually relatively flexible and pretty much the same as a standard Pegasus, really. Yeah, but you do sort of notice that this shoe does not like doing this kind of motion. It feels like it really likes to plant you to the ground, but not in an uncomfortable way, just sort of guiding your ankle motion a bit. Yeah, I think if you like the Pegasus, and I do, then you're gonna like the Structure, as it really has a very similar kind of shape to it. It has the classic high drop of like 8 or 10 millimeters, and got the airbag up front here, and very minimal kind of rocker. It's a pretty flat feeling shoe, and doesn't really feel like it sort of intrudes on your running style and kind of makes you run a certain way. It's a pretty natural experience, really. Yeah, but comparing this to a Pegasus is actually, I have not run in the 41, but I have run in the 39 and the 40, and this is Kuslan 3.0 foam, and I actually think I like this stuff better than the React in the Pegasus, as, it's weird. This is Nike's sort of entry-level foam, and this is kind of a cheap shoe at only €120, but interestingly, this foam actually feels quite a bit more lively than the React. It just has this little bit of extra bounce to it. Yeah, cool. I'm actually quite liking this shoe, I have to say. This is, definitely been a pretty good pickup for me, and I like this gentle nod of stability to this. It's most apparent when walking, but you do feel it while running as well. This piece here, this piece of foam that creeps up around your arch, is quite pleasant actually, and just feels like it gives you this little bit of extra arch support. Now, one thing I have to say is this shoe is pretty narrow and probably not quite ideal for my foot shape. It really does feel like it sort of squeezes your toes together like this, and I can sort of make it work, but if you have a very wide foot, then I would be very cautious with this one. Yeah, just an old school kind of shoe really, nothing too crazy about this. There's no excessive rocker or anything like that, just kind of a simple daily trainer. Yeah, as per most shoes, this thing is not perfect. If I had to point out one main criticism on this, well, this is not the lightest shoe in the world. It's 259 grams for me, which is definitely on the heavier end of the spectrum, just in terms of daily trainers. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, this shoe is kind of heavy, but it doesn't run that heavy. And I think that the main thing here is that this is not an overly wide or tall stack height like a lot of the shoes are nowadays. So I do wish, Nike, they could save some weight on this, but it's not a major issue. I think for €35 I actually got a pretty useful shoe here, as I've been doing most of my kind of daily easy runs in the Pegasus Plus, and as much as I like that shoe, it does sort of feel very, very neutral, and I've kind of noticed that when I'm on very tired legs that it's just not really giving me enough support there. Yeah, you know, just over the years I've learned that I do like soft shoes and I do like bouncy and very rocker shoes, but just as kind of daily trainers or easy run shoes, I think I prefer something that just feels a bit more natural and gives you a bit more of a simple kind of experience. And I think this one does just strike a really nice balance here of, you know, a bit of ground feel, but still has some protectiveness to it and feels a bit supportive in a way, or call it stability if you will. But you know, it's just this kind of shoe that's just simple and there's nothing really in your face about this. What I think it comes down to is, if you like the Pegasus, then you're gonna like the structure as well. And well, if you don't like the Pegasus or think the Pegasus is just a kind of boring shoe, then this is not gonna be for you. But yeah, otherwise I think this is just a very functional shoe for these kind of daily easy runs where you're not doing anything in particular. And even new, I mean, this thing is 120 euros, I think, so definitely well worth the money. And like and subscribe as always, and see you on the next one.